Assalamu alaikum. In this video, we are going to solve IGCSE 0580 paper 1, May-June 2025, variant 1-1. This is a non-calculator paper. You can use a tracing paper, and the total mark for this paper is 80. Write the number 10,069 in words. We can write 10,069 or 10,069. Next, write 10,069 correct to the nearest 10. Before we solve this question, let's quickly revise the place value. The last digit is in the units place, second last in the tens. Before that, 100, 1,000, 10,000. Now we place our numbers here. Where do we want to round it to? To the nearest 10. So we look at the number after the 10 position. And if that number is 5 or more than 5, we add 1 to the number in the tens place. This will give us 10,070. 6 plus 1 is 7. Convert 10,069 centimeters into meters. To convert into meters, we divide by 100. So if you are dividing by 100, it means that you move your decimal point to 2 places on the left. But you will say there is no decimal point. So if there is no decimal point, it means there is a point at the end. You shift it to 2 places and you will get 100.69. Or another way is that if there are 2 zeros, you will have 2 numbers after the decimal point. Question number 2. A bag of sweets costs $0.34. Arun buys 10 bags of sweets. Work out how much change he receives from $5. So first we have to see what is the cost of the 10 bags that he bought. One bag is for 0.34. So 10 bags, when you multiply, you move the decimal to the right-hand side, is for $3.4. He had $5. From $5, you have to subtract 3.4. Remember to put a decimal and a 0. Why is the need to do so? Because we have a number after the decimal. So when you are subtracting or adding, the other number which you have should also have a number after the decimal. From 5, you will need to borrow 1. This will become 10. And 5, because we gave 1 to 0, is going to be 4. 10 minus 4, 6. And 4 minus 3, 1. So $1.6. Because we have dollars, there should be 2 digits after the decimal. Question number 3. Two numbers have a sum of -2 and a product of -15. Work out the two numbers. Start by finding the factors of 15. Factors of 15 are 1 times 15 will give you 15. 15 is not in 2 times table. It is there in 3 times table. 3 times 5 is 15. We want -15. So it means that one of the number has to be negative. 1 and 15 in any combination will not give us -2. If I have, because I want a -2, my big number has to be negative. So if I write 3 multiplied by -5, I'll get -15. And when I add 3 minus 5, I'm going to get -2. So the numbers are 3 and -5. Question number 4, we have been given few numbers, and from these numbers we have to find even number. Even numbers are numbers ending with 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. So which are the even numbers? There's only one even number, 112. A square number. You must know all your square numbers. Write down 1 square, 2 square, and 7 square will give us 49. So 49 is a square number. 7 is not a square number. 7 square is a square number. A factor of 56. Factor means you multiply that number with another number to get 56. So how can we eliminate? 112 is a big number. That cannot be a factor. 99 is also bigger than 56. That cannot be a factor. If I double 49, you can just add it. 49 plus 49, you will get 96. That means that it cannot be a factor of 56. Same you do for 39, you will get 78. It's not a factor. Now two numbers are remaining, 7 and 27. When you do 27 times 2 or 27 plus 27, you get 54, not 56. So 7 is a factor of 56. This is if you don't know your times table. But if you know your times table, 7 times 8 will give you 56. So 7 is a factor. Now a prime number. Prime number is a number that is not there in any times table. So even number cannot be a prime number. I think you should know the initial prime numbers well. 2 is a prime number, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, so on. So from here, 7 is a prime number. Question number 5. Write down the reciprocal of 5. Reciprocal means we just flip the number if there's a fraction. If there's no number, it means there's a 1 down. So the reciprocal of 5 is 1 over 5. Suppose you had 5 over 2. What is the reciprocal going to be? 2 over 5. Question number 6. Put one pair of brackets into each calculation to make it correct. This is a bit of trial and error type of question. Remember, we want a big number, 16. 7 minus 5, you will get 2. Multiply by 4 plus 8. 2 multiplied by 4 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. So that's where your bracket is. For the second one, your answer is negative 21. It means that you will have one positive number and one negative number to get it. If you put the bracket for this, you will get 7 minus 5 times 4 is 20 plus 8. 7 minus 28. That will give you negative 21. Question number 7a. A ticket costs $18. Write down an expression in dollars for the cost of T tickets. This here, one ticket is for 18. So if it is more than 1, we will multiply. If it was 3, we will do 18 times 3. Here, we want to find 40 tickets. So we will write 18 times T, which is 18T. B, a bag contains n red balls and 16 green balls. Write down an expression for the total number of balls in the bag. Total numbers means we are talking about sum. So we have to add the n red balls with the 16 red balls. So n plus 16. Question number 8. 90 percentage as a fraction in its simplest form. 90 divided by 100. We can cancel 1 0 out. That will leave us with 9 over 10. You cannot simplify it more. Write 3 over 100 as a decimal for part B. Remember, we did one question on decimals. If you are dividing by 100, how many zeros are there? 2 zeros. If there is no decimal, it means the decimal is at the end of the number. We have 2 zeros, so we shift the decimal 2 places to the left. This is the decimal. There's an empty place here. Fill it with a 0. So 0.03. Question 9a. We have been given the first 4 terms of a sequence. We need to write the term-to-term rule for this sequence. For writing the term-to-term rule, let's check by finding the difference between each number. To do so, we'll take the second term and from that subtract the first term. That will give you 7, negative 7. So check for the other numbers also. 19 minus 26 will also give you negative 7. So what is the term-to-term rule for this sequence? To get the next value, we subtract 7 from the value that we have. Work out the next 2 terms in this sequence. 12 minus 7, that will give you 5. And then 5 minus 7, which is negative 2. I hope you know how to subtract. In part B, we have been given again the first 4 terms of another sequence. Find the nth term. Let's check the difference between each term. 23 minus 19 is 4. So 19 plus 4 is 23. 23 plus 4 is 27. We will use the formula a plus n minus 1d, where a is our first term, which is 19, and d is our difference, which is 4. Expand the bracket. 4 times n is 4n, and negative 1 multiplied by 4 is negative 4. The like terms we add together. 19 minus 4 is 15. So this is our nth term, 4n plus 15. Question number 10. Kai cycles from his office to a meeting and back again. The travel graph shows his time at the meeting and his journey back. This is the distance from the office and this is the time given. Let's read the first question. How far is the meeting from his office? This is the office and here he reaches. So meeting is at this 14 kilometers. So the answer is 14. How long is Kai at the meeting for? This line, sleeping line here, this is the time he is at the meeting. We need to figure out this column represents how many minutes. Let's look at the hour here, 9 to 10. How many lines are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In 1 hour, there are 60 minutes. Divide by 10. Divide by 6 because there are 6 columns and you will get 10. So each line represents 10 minutes. So let's look at the sleeping line here, horizontal line. We are starting at this point. How many columns are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. It means that the meeting lasted for 40 minutes. Write down the time Kai arrives back at his office after the meeting. He arrives here. This is 11. 11, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So 11:50, he arrives at the meeting. For part D, Kai cycles from his office to the meeting at a constant speed of 21 kilometers per hour. His speed is 21 kilometers per hour. And we need to complete the travel graph. We know when he reached the meeting, when he reached the office. We need to know the time when he left the office. The distance we already know. Distance is 14 kilometers. To find the time that it took for him from the office to reach the meeting is found by the formula. Distance is equal time is equal to distance over speed. So 14 divided by 21, you're going to get 2 over 3. It's 2/3 of an hour. So 2/3 multiplied by 60. Now the way you solve it depends on your calculation skills. You can multiply 2 multiplied by 60, which is 120, and divide by 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4, and the 0 is there. So 40 minutes. He reached the meeting at this point. Now we have to go reverse 40 minutes. So 10, 20, 30, 40. This is the point that he left the office to go to the meeting. Join the two endpoints together. And here we completed our travel graph. If they ask for the time, you can check. This is 9, 10, 20, 30, 40. So 9, 40. Okay. Question number 11. Calculate the volume of a cube with side length 3 centimeter. To find the volume of a cube, we use the formula side cube. So it is 3 cube. 3 cube is 3 times 3 times 3. We can multiply and get the answer. It will have been much easier if you memorize the few cube numbers, like 1 cube is 1, 2 cube is 8, 3 cube is 27, 4 cube is 64, and the square numbers. It is much easier to do so. Before we continue, if I have helped you, please subscribe to my channel, share the video with your friends, and like the video. Question number 12. We have to find the value of x. We need to arrange the like terms on one side. The plus 3, when I shift here, I got negative 3x. Plus 8, when I will shift, it will turn into negative 8. 5 minus 3 is 2x. Negative 2 minus 8 is negative 10. Divide by 2. X is equal to negative 5. Question number 13a. Negative 5 times negative 4. 5 times 4 is 20. Whenever you multiply a negative with a negative or a positive multiply with a positive, your answer is going to be positive. So we got plus 20. Negative 3 plus and minus will be negative 8, sorry, plus and minus will become minus. If you have two negatives or two positives and you want to add, we add them normally. So 8 plus 3 is 11. If there is negative and negative, the sign will be negative. Positive and positive, the sign will be positive. So here we got negative 11. Question number 14. 3 to the power of p multiplied by 3 to the power of 4 is equal to 3 to the power of 10. You need to know the indices rule. Whenever you multiply, you add the powers. This is one rule. So because the base is the same, we can add the powers. P plus 4 is equal to 3 to the power of 10. Another rule is if the base are same, the powers equal to each other. Shift the 4 to the other side. 10 minus 4, 6. Answer is P is equal to 6. Question number 15. We have to complete a net of this cuboid on the 1 centimeter square grid that we have been given. For drawing the net of a cuboid, we will have to unfold the box flat. So all 6 faces are laid out on the grid. The cuboid is 6 centimeter by 4 centimeter by 3 centimeter. One face, the front is already drawn for us, 6 centimeter wide and 4 squares tall. Now we just attach the other 5 faces, making sure that each one touches an edge of the same length. First start with attaching the left and right faces. So that is these spaces here, it is 4 by 3. We already have 4, so we go 3 to the left and to the right. How many total faces a cuboid will have? 6 faces. We have already drawn 3 faces. Now 3 more. Now we will draw the down one, which is 3 by 6. So 3 by 6. And then we continue with the back one. The square that you see here, that is 6 by 4. So we will draw here 4 and 6 wide. The last one is the top one, which is 6 by 3. So 3 and 6. Total how many faces we got? 6 faces. The golden rule is every face you attach must share a full edge of matching length with the face next to it. If you follow that, your net will fold up perfectly into the box. Question 16a. We have to simplify 6a plus 4b minus a minus 5b. We add the like terms together. 6a minus a plus 4b minus 5b. If there is no number, there is a 1. So 6 minus 1 is 5a. And 4 minus 5, negative 1b. We can just leave it as negative b. For part B1, we need to factorize 6x plus 15y. What is common between 6 and 15? 3. 3 times 2 will give us 6, and 3 times 5 is 15. So 3 is the common term that we have. Factorize it out. Whatever is remaining, leave it inside the bracket. For B2, x square y minus 5xy. Here we don't have numbers. X square means x times x, y, minus 5xy. Put a bracket, put a negative in the middle. Now whatever is common, we will remove out. The y is common. Start from the sign that is there in the middle. And then 1x is common. What is remaining? X minus 5. That is how you factorize variables. Question number 17. By writing each number in the calculation correct to one significant figure, find an estimate for the value. Here we want for the first significant figure. So we have the first number 42.8. We ignore every number. We look at the first number and the number after it. The number after it is 2. If the number is less than 5, we leave the first number as it is, and in place of the other number, we are going to put a 0. So we'll get 40. The number of digits before the equal does not change. 42 means there are 2 digits. So you cannot write 4. It will be 40. 17.4, the 0.4 we ignore. The second number is more than 5. If you have 5 or more than 5, when you round, you have to add 1 to the number before. So 1 plus 1 is 2. Again, there are 2 digits before the decimal, so don't forget to put your 0. Then we have 1.97. 7 I'm not writing. The first significant figure is 1. 9 is not 5, it is more than 5. So we add 1 here. 1 plus 1 is 2. The last number is 5.7. Add 1 to 5, we will get 6. The number before the decimal was 1 digit, so we have 1 digit in our calculation. Now let's add 40 plus 20 is 60 and 2 times 6 is 12. You have to simplify it. If you find, let's say, I'll show you another way to simplify. If you know your 12 times table, then 60 divided by 12 is 5. But I'll show you another way. It's easier to know, it is 6 here, 2 times 6, right? So 60 divided by 6 is 10. That will give you 10 over 2. And 10 divided by 2 is 5. So your answer is 5. The diagram shows two straight lines intersecting two parallel lines. These are our parallel lines, and these are the intersecting straight lines. We have to find the value of x, the value of y, and the value of z. And we need to give a geometrical reason for the answer. When we have two parallel lines and we want to find the angles that are made if a line intersects them, you need to know certain rules. If you can form a z in this form or a z like this, the opposite angles are called alternate angles and they are equal. If you look at the diagram closely, we can make a z here. Always look at the corner of the angle. So x is equal to 50 because alternate angles. Now we have to find the value of y. For finding the value of y, let's look at the other angle you are supposed to know, corresponding angles. If you are able to make an f, whether on the right hand side or the left hand side, the angles like this are called corresponding angles and they are equal. So here we can form an f even if the angles are on the top. They are still called corresponding angles and they are equal. So above the F shape also is corresponding angles. So y is equal to 110 because they are corresponding angles. You usually get questions on angles, you should know them well. Now the only one remaining is to find z. Z is one of the angles of the triangle. We need to know this rule. If you want to find an exterior angle of the triangle, it is the sum of the two opposite interior angles. So D is equal to C plus A. Here our D is 110, the outside angle. So it is equal to Z plus 50. Rearrange it, bring the 50 to the left hand side. 110 minus 50 is 60. So the value of Z is 60. A box contains 10 counters. The counters are either red or green. The ratio red counters to green counters is 1:4. And Shireen picks a counter at random, notes its color, and puts it back in the box. She then picks a second counter at random. We have to complete the red diagram, the tree diagram. Here, the red counter and the green counter ratio, let's write it down, is 1:4. So total is 5 when you add 1 plus 4. For red, What number we have? 1. So we write 1 over 5. For green, we have 4. So the ratio of green will be 4 over 5. We write here 1 over 5, and for green we write 4 over 5. Did you understand? Now she picks a second counter at random, but she puts the first one back. Because it is a case of replacing, the ratios are going to not change. For picking up a second red, it's going to be 1 over 5, and green is going to be 4 over 5. Because this is a case of replacing. We completed the tree diagram. B, find the probability that both counters are green. Both counters are green is green times green. So 4 over 5 times 4 over 5, it will give us 16 over 25. That's just the answer. We have been given a scatter diagram that shows the price of petrol per liter. Here is the price per liter and the number of liters sold at a petrol station on each of 10 days. The results for 2 more days are given to us. We have to plot this information on the scatter diagram. So these are the 2 points we have to plot. Price per liter is here and number of liters sold is here. The first one is 1.68. Look at the horizontal line. Each line represents 0.01. So this next line will be 1.61, 1.62. Here we have 1.65. So 1.66, 1.67, and 1.68. And number of liters sold is 90. The vertical line represents 10 liters. So 90 is going to be here, one less than that. We just see where this point meets. You don't have to draw the line. This is just for the sake of explanation. This is your point. Now same way 1.47. This is 4647. And then we want 380. 380 is going to be 20 less than 400. So it's on this line. This is the point. When you join the horizontal and the vertical line, you will get this point. Next question. What type of correlation is shown in the scatter diagram? All the points are going down. If the points go down, it's a negative correlation. If the points go up, it's a positive correlation. On the scatter diagram, draw a line of best fit. When you draw the line of best fit, try to draw it in between so that a few points are on the right hand side of the line and a few on the left hand side. This is the line of best fit. One day the price of petrol was 1.55 per liter. Use your line of best fit to estimate the number of liters sold. 155 is here. Let's go up and see where it meets the line of best fit. It meets here. So this is 250, 260, 270, and a little above 270. So 275 liters is the answer. If I'm helping you, please pause the video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with your friends. Question number 21. We have been given points A, B, and C. They lie on the circle with center O. We need to work out the angle BCA. One of the circle theorems that you need to know is if one side of the triangle is your diameter. The angle opposite the diameter, which in this question is angle B, is 90 degrees. So now it is easy to find the third angle. It will be 180 minus 90 plus 39. Subtract this and you will get 51. I'm sure you know subtraction properly, inshallah. Question number 22. A is equal to 2 to the power of 3 multiplied by 3 and B is equal to 3 to the power of 2 multiplied by 5. Find the highest common factor of A and B. A is 2 to the power of 3, so it's 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. B is 3 squared, so 3 times 3 times 5. Highest common factor, what is common here? 3. That is your highest common factor. Find the lowest common multiple of A and B. To find the lowest common multiple, we are going to multiply all the factors of A and B. So A is 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. And B is 3 times 3 times 5. But this 3 which is common, we only write it once. Now there are a lot of numbers to multiply. How will you do it? It will be easy if you multiply first 5 by 2, that is 10. Then 2 by 2, which is 4. 3 by 3, which is 9. 9 times 4 is 36. 10 times 36 is 360. Always try to find numbers that give you 10, 100. Then the multiplication becomes easier. Question number 23. We have been given diagram with 3 triangles. On the grid, draw the image of triangle T after rotation 90 degrees clockwise, center 0, 0. For this, you must use a tracing paper. Do not mention in the comments that what if you don't have a tracing paper. You're allowed to use a tracing paper, so please keep a tracing paper with you. The center is 0, 0. So draw 2 lines, vertical and horizontal, on the tracing paper after you place it on top of the diagram, passing to 0, 0. Then you draw the diagram T on the tracing paper. It asks us to rotate 90 degrees. So one time you rotate this paper completely and till your lines must fall when you rotate it. It must fall on these 2 lines. And then you will get this shape. Remember, the lines must fall here. So this is your answer for A. B. Describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle T onto triangle A. Triangle T and triangle A, the first thing, the shape has not been changed. It is the same shape and the orientation of the triangle is also the same. Choose any one point. I'm choosing this point here. 1 second. And this is the point on triangle A. Now, you need to know that when you are shifting from, let's say this point is moving to the left by how many units? 6 units. Because it moved to the left, it will be negative. If it moves to the right, the point moves to the right, we write positive 6. And then we go down by 4 points. Again, because we are going down, it will be negative 4. So when you can just shift an image without enlargement or shrinking or anything or rotation, that means it is translation. So you will get 1 mark for identifying which transformation it is and 1 mark for writing it in column vector. Negative 6, negative 4. The top represents your right or left, the top point, right or left. If it moves to the right, it's positive. If it moves to the left, it is negative. The bottom number represents whether it goes up or down. If it goes up, positive. If it goes down, it is negative. Next, describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle T onto triangle B. Look at the triangle B and triangle T. Triangle B is bigger than triangle T, so it is an enlargement. When you have enlargement, you need to find 3 things. It's usually for 3 marks. You will have to identify what is the transformation, find the scale factor, and find the center of enlargement. So transformation is enlargement. To find the scale factor, look at your original triangle. It is 3 squares. And the enlarged triangle is 6. So the enlarged triangle is double the original triangle. So we enlarged it by multiplying by 2. 3 times 2 will give us 6. Our scale factor is 2. To find the center, we will draw lines passing from the points of the triangle. So we will draw a line passing through these 2 points. We need to choose at least 2 points. Now I will choose this one and this. When you draw the line passing through these 2 points, they intersect at 0 and negative 2. That is your center of enlargement, 0 and negative 2. Question number 24, work out 1 over 3 plus 1 3/4 and giving the answer as a mixed number in its simplest form. We will turn the mixed number into improper fraction first. So 1 times 3 plus 1. We'll get 3 plus 1, 4. Divided by 3. And 4 multiplied by 1 is 4 plus 3, 7 over 4. To have a common denominator, we multiply by 4 here and 3 here. Whatever you multiply in the denominator, you must also multiply in the numerator. 4 times 4 is 16 over 12, and 7 times 3 is 21 over 12. So 16 plus 21 is 37 over 12. Now the way you change it back to a mixed form depends on your understanding of the times table and so forth. Our denominator is 12. So 12 times 1 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. We need to have a number very close to 37. 12 times 3 is 36. If I take 12 times 4, it's going to be bigger than 37. So we don't take it. 12 times what gave us 36, 3. Write the 3 here. The denominator never changes. Now the top number in the numerator 37, from that subtract 36. You will get 1. This is the final answer. If you don't know your 12 times table, you can add 12 plus 12 is 24. So this is 12 times 2. And then you again add 12, you will get 36. So 12 times 3 is 36. There's another way to solve it. We add the whole numbers. 1 plus 1, 2. Plus 1 over 3 plus 1, 3 over 4. Let the 2 be there. And then you multiply by 4 and you multiply by 3 or to have a common denominator. This will give you 4 over 12 plus 9 over 12. Now add 4 plus 9, which is 13 over 12. The 13, which is bigger than 12, if I subtract 13 minus 12, what will I get? Or let's say we write it as 12 plus 1. And we separate the denominator. 12 and 12 will give us 1 plus 1 over 12. So 2 plus 1 is 3 plus 1 over 12. This can be written as 3, 1 over 12. So what you do here is you find the common denominator, you add the top numbers, and then break it up, break 13 into 12 plus whatever is remaining. And then you split it again. That will give us 12 divided by 12 is 1. We add the whole numbers and then we continue. 25a. Write 32,500 in standard form. Standard form means after the first number, there's a decimal. The numbers, they don't change. We don't need to write the 00s. How many numbers are there after the first decimal? 4 numbers. So we will write 10 to the power of 4. To write as an ordinary number, we have 10 to the power of negative 3. Because the power is negative, we move the decimal 3 places to the left. 1, 2, and 3. Where we finish, we put our decimal. The empty places that we have, we fill it with 0. And 1 0 before the decimal. So answer is 0.0056. Solve the simultaneous equation. Here all our coefficients are different for x and y. So we need to choose x or y and make the coefficient same. I'll choose x. So I will multiply the top by 3, and the second equation by not 2, by negative 2. If the signs are same, multiply with the opposite sign, the bottom equation. That makes it easier. So 2 multiplied by 3 is 6x, 5 multiplied by 3, 15y, and 5 multiplied by 3, 15. Then we are going to multiply 3x by negative 2. Remember, it is a negative you're multiplying with. That will give you negative 6x. 4 multiplied by negative 2 is negative 8y. And 11 multiplied by negative 2 is negative 22. Now we simply add. 6 minus 6 is 0. Because you times it with a negative, one equation will get cancelled. 15 minus 8 is 7y, and 15 minus 22 will give us negative 7. Y is equal to negative 7 divided by 7, which is 1, negative 1. Now choose any equation and substitute and find your x. I'll choose the first one. 2x plus 5y is equal to 5. We replace the y, or we can rearrange and then replace. 5 minus 5 multiplied by negative 1 Negative and negative will give us positive 5. So 2x is equal to 10 and x is equal to 10 divided by 2, which is 5. If you think that it would have been easier for you if you had replaced the y here, then please do so. This will give you negative 5. Shift it, it will become 5 plus 5. So we found our x and our y. This was the last question. Thank you for watching.